The coda to another season of simulation soccer league action is at last upon us. Reykjavik United have once again won the Major League title, but perhaps this will be the match that truly defines their season. Hello, everyone. I'm Metafiction, and thank you for joining us today for the final of the most prestigious cup competition in simulation soccer, the SSL Cup. As is always the case, this promises to be a real cracker of a finale for Season 16. After 4 consecutive failed attempts, is this finally the season Reykjavik ascend the summit? Or are Buenos Aires, who are worthy finalists in their own right, capable of dealing the Vikings yet another heartbreak? We're about to find out as both teams make their way onto the pitch for this, the final match of Season 16. It is Reykjavik who get us started through Jean-Claude Goddamn, going right to left on your screen in green and black. Both teams managing to overcome great adversity to get this far. Buenos Aires overcoming Tokyo SC over 2 legs in the semifinals, while Reykjavik United besting Schwarzwälder Fußballverein, their title rivals. As that long ball headed behind by Henrik Lind and will go out for a corner kick, the first of the day. It's Andrews for Reykjavik United, sending it in. Up and back. As I said earlier, Reykjavik, having lost the last 4 cup finals, are itching to set the record straight this time. They've won the league, but can they do the double? Here's Del Pirlo, threw the ball to Goddamn. Goddamn sends it over the bar, and the whistle blew, and the flag was up. Chicken pursued by Vandersloot. Now Knight, who puts it out. Oh dear, and it looks like Alessandro Del Pirlo is going to have to come off here. That's a huge loss for Reykjavik United. My goodness, that is not what you want to see in a cup final. Del Pirlo, one of Reykjavik's best players, you would say. As Andrews sends that free kick in, and ball is called back for a foul. An unfortunate break for Reykjavik, so early in this match, too. Can they cope with that loss so early in this match? Still a lot of soccer to be played as Harrison wins that ball off of Andrews for Buenos Aires. There's Fiacre up through the middle to O'Leary. Both these teams with a similar tactical outlook. Knight crossing in. O'Leary heads into the box, but it was headed back behind by Scarpetta. Now it is Buenos Aires' turn to send in a corner kick, courtesy of Brooks Patron. Into the area, and Andrews deals with it for the moment. Falls to Genkal. Genkal with a beauty of a shot, except for the fact that it was quite wide of the post. Here is Vandersloot knocking it up the line. O'Leary getting onto the end of it. Winning the corner courtesy of Tatayore. Brooks Patron standing over it once again. Might try an outswinger here. And does. Headed into the air. Falls for Vandersloot. Back to Brooks Patron. Genkal to Vandersloot. Lind forcing a save. And it's another corner kick. Taken again by Brooks Patron. In it comes. Headed into the net! Edwin Vandersloot with an emphatic goal here in the SSL Cup final. The corner right onto Vandersloot's head. And an excellent finish from the veteran. It is Buenos Aires 1, Reykjavik United 0. Well, it's gone from bad to worse here for Reykjavik, losing Del Pirlo and now going behind 1-0. As here is the super sub. Low cross, trying to find Goddamn, but not on target. Super sub now with the cross. Knight heading it clear, intended for Lopta, but Chicken still on it. O'Leary blocking that cross, and it's behind for a Reykjavik corner. Andrews sends it in, and it's headed clear as far as Lopta. Back to Andrews, Vandersloot getting the foot in, and that move will end. Buenos Aires are hosting this cup final, it should be said, from Estadio de Solens in Buenos Aires. And they could be witnessing a historic cup triumph for their home side, but there's still plenty of time to play, plenty of time for Reykjavik to come through as Bradford fires over the bar and was ruled offside regardless. Harrison with the free kick into the wall and behind. And once again, Brooks Patron called into action from the set piece. Bradford nearly got ahead to it, but ultimately nothing doing. Here's Genkal to Harrison. Fiacra. Now Genkal again. Some good passing by Buenos Aires in this attacking third. Ultimately forced back for a moment. Munoz over the top for Harrison. And Andrews with a strong tackle to snuff that move out. Something was seeming to develop there for Buenos Aires, but Reykjavik able to shut it down before it posed a real danger. Reykjavik again winning the title of the Major League champion on the final day of the regular season. Courtesy of a draw with Tokyo and Schwarzwalder's draw to Catalonia. As here is Andrews crossing at the baseline. Goddamn, not able to get to it, but there is a corner kick on for Reykjavik. Less than 5 minutes before halftime. A goal before the break would do them some incredible good. Instead, it's headed up into the air and cleared by Bradford. Ball one. Here's Lopta. Lopta shooting right inside the near post, but Kavri able to get in front of it at the last moment. 2 minutes of added time. One of which is gone. Andrews' free kick. Ball's back to Ramirez. Andrews again. And a fizzing shot. Kavri able to hold on to it. That had some real velocity on it. Harasov in for the super sub. Super sub passes back to Ladiver. And here's Ramirez, through ball for Andrews. Goddamn! VAR looking at it, but that could be an equalizer. It's not. It is ruled out for offside. Well, Jean-Claude, goddamn, going just too early for the pass from Andrews. He's been called offside so many times this season, and now at the worst possible moment, the would-be equalizer wiped off the board just before halftime. And so, going into the half, the score is Buenos Aires 1, Reykjavik United 0. And this is a movie Reykjavik United have seen far too many times. They've got 45 minutes to try and claw it back to avoid a 5th consecutive defeat in the Cup final and 6th in the last 7 seasons. O'Leary for Buenos Aires wins the corner. Brooks Switron sends it in, and it's headed clear by Scarpetta. Genkal getting onto the end of it, preserving the move for Buenos Aires. Under pressure, forced to send it back. And Knight loses possession. Both these teams have won the cup previously. Buenos Aires in Season 9, Reykjavik in Season 5 as Sydney City. Both teams with history in this competition, looking to add a second cup to their trophy cabinet. As Andrews wins that corner off of Brooks Patron for Reykjavik. The super sub will take the corner. Scarpetta back to the super sub, trying to dribble past Lind, who gives up another corner kick. Sent in, and Cabri holds on to it. A dangerous shot, and Cabri equal to the task. Fiacra finds Knight on the far flank. Trying to dribble through the fence, but Lopta kicks it behind, and it will be a Buenos Aires corner. Brooks Patron sending it in, and Hola Diver able to clear that via header. Now that pass off target. Arasov, though, just boots it up the field. Perhaps buying time for Reykjavik to reform its tactic. Super sub trying to find someone out wide, ultimately lands for Furious Chicken. Overlapping Lopta, but Vandersloot there to win possession. Harrison trying to find Genkal, but it's intercepted. And now Jean-Claude Goddamn, Brooks Patron with a well-timed challenge in the box. Always risky when you go flying in the penalty box, but that time got it inch perfect. Now here's Arasov on the near flank. At the end line, crosses almost into the net, courtesy of Lopta, but Lind able to head it behind. A hard-in-mouth moment for Buenos Aires, but they managed to get away with just a corner. Lopta back to the super sub. Ramirez. And Reykjavik pushed back. Trying to recycle their offensive. Arasov trying to find Andrews, but Harrison gets the better. Super sub being pursued by Monroe's, sends it back to Andrews. Now here's Felix Arasov. And Fiacra getting the foot in, and Reykjavik have another corner kick. A lot of set pieces for Reykjavik, but they haven't been able to make any of them count just yet. Now Lopta. Genkal trying and failing to challenge Ramirez. Sends in the cross, looking for Goddamn, but Lind equal to it. Now Chicken. Lots of pressure from Reykjavik right now. Yore wins another corner. As we approach 30 minutes to play, Reykjavik knocking on the door here. Andrews sends it in. Fiacra only heads it as far as Scarpetta. Cross in. And it looks like Harrison was the one to get that one away. Buenos Aires breathing a sigh of relief in the opposition third. Here's Munoz. Genkal back to Harrison. Those two with great chemistry, as we've said multiple times. And Chicken heading it behind for the corner. Brooks Patron considers and then sends it in. Had a number of options, but ultimately the ball goes over the bar. Time dwindling. Only 20 minutes left for Buenos Aires to hold on. 20 minutes for Reykjavik to find an equalizer. But the time is passing far too quickly for Reykjavik. In for the super sub. Goddamn, went down, no foul. Headed clear. Vandersloot wins possession and now bringing it up the other side, but Chicken able to get into it. Less than 10 minutes to play. Is this to be another Reykjavik missed opportunity? Brooks Patron, and goddamn, had a shot, but couldn't make it count. Biakra winning the ball and sending it back up the pitch. Reykjavik's best chance so far goes begging once again. Super sub challenged by Brooks Patron. 5 minutes to play now. 5 minutes for Buenos Aires to secure their second cup. But the super sub wins the ball off of Harrison. Reykjavik on the break. Here's Goddamn. And ruled offside is Jean-Claude Goddamn once again. Genkal with the cross. Scarpetta intercepting it. The diver heading down for the super sub. Andrews trying to pass in to a teammate, but intercepted. Now here's Harrison. Harrison into the box. Harrison. The shot takes a deflection. It's a corner for Buenos Aires. A goal here would all but end it. Brooks Bertrand taking his time before delivering. Too high for Bradford. And Reykjavik getting onto it, but ultimately still in possession of Buenos Aires. There's Vandersloot. Forces a save out of wall. 1 minute of added time. Brooks Patron sending it in. Vandersloot. And O'Leary nearly putting the match to bed right then and there. Now Lopta to Chicken. Here's Goddamn. And Knight winning the ball. Reykjavik perhaps with one more attempt before they once again succumb to defeat here. Ramirez trying to find Lopta, but it's headed down by Knight. O'Leary sending it out of play. Buenos dias, Buenos Aires. Reykjavik are denied once again for the 5th consecutive season, as today the sun shines on the Argentines. An intense match from beginning to end, but ultimately it was Edwin Vandersloot's goal that proved the difference here. And Buenos Aires are your Season 16 SSL Cup champions. Commiserations to Reykjavik, who once again put in an incredible performance, but ultimately could not cope with the loss of Alessandro Del Pirlo in attacking midfield. That early loss perhaps blunting their creative edge. And ultimately, Buenos Aires, the ones who are victorious on this occasion. Vandersloot deservedly player of the match for that game-winning goal in the 22nd minute. In addition, a solid performance all around from the back line there of Buenos Aires, as well as Misal Kabari in goal. And Reykjavik United, not without merit themselves with their performance, but ultimately unable to overcome Buenos Aires without Alessandro Del Pirlo. And before we go, let's take one last look at the Cup bracket to see how these teams made it here to the final. You see there Buenos Aires defeating CF Catalunya in the quarterfinals and Tokyo SC in the semis. Meanwhile, Reykjavik United with a considerably more difficult road, having to face Hollywood FC and their title rivals, Schwarzwälder Fußballverein, in two-legged ties to get to this point. But ultimately, in the end, it is Buenos Aires who have triumphed in the Season 16 Simulation Soccer Cup. So, congratulations to everyone in the Buenos Aires Atheni organization for this victory. And thank you so much for joining us for another season of SSL action. As always, it's been an honor to commentate these matches, and every single match has been incredibly entertaining, I hope. And I hope you feel the same way too. That'll do it for me. Thank you again for joining us. This is, of course, the finale of season 16. Join us next week for the season 17 prospect draft. And then shortly after that, for the beginning of season 17 of the Simulation Soccer League. Until then, signing off for the season, this is Metafiction. Take care, everyone.